Today we are going to discuss LED, light emitting diode. You have seen at so many places these lights. On electric switchboards you can see, in remotes you can see these kind of lights, in so many toys you have these kind of lights. These are called LEDs. They emit light. And to study these LEDs, let me start with a general diode. Here, in one piece of a semiconductor, a PN junction is created. Here you have P type of semiconductor developed on one side and N type of semiconductor developed on other side. So how it is developed? When silicon or germanium, which are semiconductors, are doped with impurity atoms like pentavalent element, phosphorus, which has 5 electrons, valence electrons. Silicon and germanium has 4 valence electrons. Here, when phosphorus sits in between the atoms of silicon, 4 atoms of silicon, so 4 of the phosphorus valence electrons make covalent bond with 4 surrounding silicon atoms. And phosphorus is pentavalent, so 1 electron is left for each impurity atom. You have 1 electron left, and these electrons are called mobile electrons. So on N type, when you mix a pentavalent, you develop a N-type semiconductor along one side. Then you have for each impurity atoms these electrons present over there. Whereas on P side, when you mix a trivalent impurity atom like aluminium with silicon, you get 1 hole for 1 impurity atom. So one side is rich in holes, and other side of this PN junction is rich in electrons. So due to concentration gradient, a current is generated, and that current is called diffusion current. Holes start moving from this side to this side due to concentration difference. You know, when sugar syrup is mixed with pure water, it immediately mixes all along. So a similar kind of phenomenon is happening over here. These holes go to other side, and what is left here in place of holes? All the remaining bound charges, bound with covalent bonds, are here. Now they cannot move. All the holes have moved along one side, and all the electrons have moved along the other side. So, and this is due to diffusion current. Now, consider that when one side is positive, another side is negative. Consider a battery. Here you have a battery. Battery has 2 terminals. One is positive, one is negative. A potential difference is created in between the 2 terminals, and when you connect, due to electric field from positive side to negative side, charges transfer. Electron transfer opposite to electric field, and proton, though it is not transferring, but if it will transfer, conventionally it transfers, then it transfers from positive to negative. So this same happens here. Electric field is created. One is positive side, another is negative side, and a potential difference is created of some magnitude. Now due to potential difference, you can have positive charges only which can move from this side to this one, not from majority to this minority. Here all the positive charges were majority, but when some of them transferred to this side, they become minority. Now, these majority charges cannot move this side because under the influence of this electric field, only positive charges move and negative charges from this side cannot move to this side. So what will we have to do? There is a potential difference created of some magnitude. Now, if you apply a potential difference of the same magnitude so that the built-in potential difference is cancelled, then now the charges can move from one side to another side. So, here a battery is connected to help build a potential just to oppose this inbuilt potential of depletion region, so that to reduce or just cancel or to overpower this inbuilt electric potential so that the charges can now move. So this happens in a lead which is highly doped PN junction. So firstly, let me start with symbol of a lead. A simple, you can see, diode which is encapsulated in a transparent layer, so that when energy comes out in the form of light, it may come out. So this is the symbol of lead. Now in a general PN junction, in all the PN junction, when charges come from one side to another side and become minority, here positive charge has become minority, it recombine with electron, and due to recombination, some sort of energy is released. Here it becomes minority and it recombines with majority, and they then release energy. And you know that energy, photon energy, is of value h nu or Hc by lambda. If this energy falls in visible range, what is visible range? Wavelength of visible range varies from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. So if energy is not falling in this range, which generally happens in any PN junction diode, then that energy falls in either infrared radiation range, or it falls in microwave range or radio wave range, and even you cannot even notice that energy. There may be some chance of hitting due to energy being in infrared region. Otherwise, it is not visible. So, what we do? We make this energy, we know that energy is equal to electron volt. If we increase this potential, then energy will be increased. And if it is increased to a range of this much, which is equal to from 1.8 electron volt to 3 electron volt, if energy comes to this range, then the released energy can come out and we can see through this window. So this is your lead. Now, it is encapsulated in transparent cover. Now, okay. So, highly doped PN junction. Why highly doped PN junction is needed? You know, when high doping is done, electric field will be high and potential difference will be very high. And then you will have to apply a very high potential difference from outside. Outside potential also will be high. And when charge come at this side, it will be having very high energy due to this high potential difference. And if this energy falls in this range, 1.8 electron volt to 3 electron volt. So how can you find this energy range? put the value of Planck's constant, velocity of light, and then put the value of wavelength to find the value of energy of visible light. Now, for general PN junction, you can find that on only 0.5 volt potential, charge starts flowing. We get current in milliampere. But its energy is very small. Its energy is only equal to 0.5 electron volt. It will not give visible light. It will give energy which will be in either infrared region or microwave region. You cannot see. Now what is the visible range? So just double it, it will be 1, and then triple it or make it 4 times. So when potential, built-in potential is very high, so that you apply high potential difference to counter this high potential difference inbuilt, then this high potential difference, how much potential difference? 1.8 to 3 volt. And so the energy will be equal to, here what is potential difference? 1.8 volt. So energy will be 1.8 electron volt. At such high potential difference, when current starts flowing, because it has countered the high inbuilt potential difference. Now, when external potential exactly counters the internal one, then only the current will start flowing. And at this region, how current flows? Current flows such that the majority charge go from one side to another side and become minority, and then these charges recombine with here majority charges, recombination takes place and energy is released. So when high electric field, high potential, then you supply high battery potential, and then the energy released will be very high and it will fall in this range, 1.8 electron volt range. So the energy released will be in the form of visible light. Now it should be highly doped so that potential difference is very high. And one more thing, when it is highly doped, you know, in high doping, inbuilt electric field is very high. And due to this high electric field of the order of 5 into 10 to power 6 volt, this inbuilt electric field is very high, then only a very small reverse current of the order of 5 volt only, you can get a Zener breakdown voltage. It means at this volt, current starts exceeding, voltage remains same, reverse bias. If you are sending AC current and not DC current, one times the current is going along this direction, and in next half time period, the current is going from opposite direction. So when current goes from opposite direction, the diode becomes reverse biased. And in reverse bias, since it is highly doped, if you apply a potential up to only 5 volt, there is a breakdown. You get a breakdown. What is breakdown? Potential remains same, current starts increasing. At this point, every point, potential remains 5 volt. Current has increased. And you know Joule's law of heating, when current exceeds Then as per Joule's law, heat is equal to I square RT. A huge amount of heat will come out and it will burn your lead. So the lead is connected in parallel to a rectifier circuit, which converts the circuit into DC. It is a very important condition for lead. There should be DC current in lead. It is connected to DC circuit to avoid reverse breakdown, not to AC circuit. Wherever there is a lead, the circuit is made DC by connecting rectifier in parallel. Now, type of lead. There are so many types of lead. You can see red lead, yellow, green, blue lead, infrared lead. So these are the type of leads. And using gallium, arsenic and phosphorus, you can make these leads. Gallium arsenide phosphide is one kind of lead, and in which you can change the composition in this way: 1 minus X and PX. So when X is taken 0.4, arsenide becomes 1 minus 1.4, that is 0.6. And this is for red lead. This is your red lead. Infrared lead is made by gallium arsenide only. So these leads are available in market. Now, why lead is preferred over incandescent lamps, mercury tube lights? It takes time. So the action is not fast for mercury. Initially it fluctuates, then it glows. So it has no warm-up time. Instantly when you switch on, it exactly is switched on. Now it acts at low voltages and it needs very low power consumptions. It is very rigid and it has long life as comparative to any incandescent lamp like mercury or any other thing. And it is very cheap also. So today we prefer these LEDs over mercury or incandescent lights. Now, relationship between current and intensity of light. You give current and light comes out from these LEDs. So what is the intensity of light? Initially, when you increase current, when initially you increase current, intensity increases. And then on further increase of current, intensity decreases. So LEDs are formed in a particular way that intensity should be maximum, intensity may not decrease. So in LED, the intensity of emitted light is proportional to current in the circuit.